Okay. Yes.
We do. Yep.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Put a little love in it.
Oh god.
God.
Can
Hey,
you hear
everyone.
us?
Hey,
Is it
no,
just
it's
Maria?
because it's just
Hey
me.
Dan, can you hear
Okay,
us?
nope, it
Hey,
was just
Dan.
me because literally my
Dan.
microphone was not in the right
Hel-
place. Hey guys.
Hello,
Hey.
Daniel.
Oh, hey guys. Hey guys.
Daniel, are you here?
Hello.
Hey,
Yay! Hey everyone. Professional streamers here.
We've done this before.
We've done this before. It's totally fine. Well, to start over, hello, my name is Maria. I'm at Happy Capster. I'm going to be running this lovely, lovely space adventure with all of these lovely people over here who will now introduce themselves, where you can find them, and also introduce very briefly.
Hey
their
Maria, what
character.
game are we playing?
Oh, hey, guess what? Hey, guys, hey, we're playing Helbine-7. This is a Savage Worlds game. Savage Worlds is great. It's a wonderful system that uses many dice, and it's great and wonderful. Totally cool. We're doing great, you guys.
Doing
We're
awesome.
doing awesome. Emma, if you would like to start.
Hey everyone, my name is Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. I use she/her pronouns. And for this wonderful space campaign, I will be playing Z, also known as Zageth9, but mostly Z. And they use she, they, and he pronouns. Do we need to include anything else? Okay, awesome.
Nope, that was perfect. Let's scoot on over to good old Tim.
Hey. Hello, I'm Tim at Anonmoth on all the social interwebs and such things. I am playing Don, who is called Don. And that's all you need to know about Don right now. Don, not Dom, Don. We see you there, Matthew Foreman, somewhere.
Fantastic. And then last but not least for this evening, a Taryn.
Hey everybody, I'm Taryn. I use he, him pronouns. I am, you can find me at Taryn, Tarzan No Z. And I'm playing Maximilian Rochester, max up those millions, y'all! Yeah, human, and you'll find out more about me tonight. He also uses he, him pronouns.
Boy howdy, it's gonna be a night, everybody. Hope you're ready for this. We also do have unfortunately Sam at Eldritch Warlock, I believe, on Twitter.
Yep, that's it.
He unfortunately could not join us for this evening, however, should be playing with us starting next week. So look forward to that. Alright, everybody. Let's begin where all good adventures begin. You all are part of people who have lived in and settled in the Cantalian system, a star system in what one would consider almost a mirror of what we currently know as the universe. This particular system is comprised of many, many planets. One of the biggest is known as Helbine, or Helbine Prime. On Helbine Prime is a singular vast city, a city known as Banda City. On this city, or rather in this city, are three very influential groups of society. You have the Phantom Marauders, you have the Interstellar Coalition, and you have the Crichton Corporation. All three happen to run three different, you could say, factions of the city, and are all very influential in their own right. Also in this city, not necessarily run by any big corporations, are a good amount of eateries, places of fun and pleasure, including a place called the Luminous Sea. A place where you, Maximilian, are very familiar with, as this is a place that your father, Maximilian Rochester III owns and operates. It is here that you, alongside your two new companions, Dawn and Z, have found yourselves. It is a fairly bustling evening. There are, at this multi-storied open-air bar, it is packed, about as packed as you have seen it. In fact, the bar itself, you know and you see, is actually beginning to extend to create a fourth layer to kind of help with the capacity a little bit. But when you all approach the bar itself, you came here, Max, or Maxim. Do you want to go by Max, or would you prefer to go by Maximilian?
Max is my father. Thank you.
All right.
I am Maximilian.
Fantastic. As you know, Maximilian, you came in here to see one particular person. The owner, I should say, or the creator of the Luminous Sea, one Bernardo Zen. He is I suppose a family friend, and is most known for owning as well as creating the bar and its staff. As the patrons kind of are milling about, pretty cramped quarters as you guys are pushing your way in. You can see these wheeled robots just kind of going everywhere, holding trays. You can see a couple smaller ones actually like flying around between the patrons, delivering small drinks, small plates of food. And you see Bernardo on the main floor behind this exceptionally large bar. Bernardo stands at about 7 feet tall, exceptionally slender with this pale yellow skin. And the most notable physical thing about them is that they have 4 arms, whereas most people have 2. You can also see that there's these geometric tattoos all up and down their arms, kind of glowing with this bluish color. But this is the person that you came to see, as this is the person who supposedly has information about a message that was sent out to basically everyone. One that has supposedly indicated that there is a clue to supposedly this treasure or secret or something that has been hidden for many, many, many years, or at least hasn't been accounted for many, many, many years. So, as you all enter the bar, Bernardo kind of is with a bunch of patrons, and manages to glance over and sees you, Max, and kind of has this big smile on his face, and he waves 2 of his hands and just motions you over, not bothering to yell over the cacophony of noise that's happening around. Maximilian, would you like to describe yourself?
Oh, would I? Hey, everybody, I'm Maximilian Rochester the Fourth. Hey, max out those millions, y'all. Maximilian is definitely the most attractive, most influential person here on Helbine. Thank you and good night. Maximilian is definitely probably the most just in tune with things going on here. Is conventionally attractive in pretty much every way for pretty much everybody. Oh no, it's the worst. Yeah, Dan. Sorry, Dan killed me. Dan brought me out of my flow, man. But yeah, so like imagine like Draco Malfoy the later years versus like plus like David Beckham the younger years, like definitely in between those. Pretty much just like an attractive British guy. Yeah, but your influencer, your money guy, pretty much just anything you need, man. I got it. I'm just here to like hang out and pretty much just yeah, see where things go. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry.
Fantastic. He's the best. He's the best ever, and I love him very much already. All right. Coming in pretty close behind you, is the very uniquely looking Z. Z, would you like to describe yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I sure would. We're doing this one live, y'all. So, Z looks very much like a human. They walk pretty normally. They don't have anything that looks particularly strange about them, except that what you do notice when you look at their eyes is that they seem to have these tiny little sort of, they're not wires, but they're, I don't know what the actual technical term for them are, but when you look at like a motherboard and you see all of the little lines and circles, that's what you see on the inside of their eyes. And they have half of their head is shaved, the other half is sort of like long black hair that she usually wears sort of like in a loose braid. She's got this sick leather jacket on though, and sort of just leggings and boots, and she is pretty tall. She's about 6 feet tall, and she always is kind of curious and just like a sponge. She's always just kind of like trying to take in as much information as she can in every environment.
Perfect. And then another figure walks in behind the two of you. The newest of your group. If you would like to introduce Dawn.
Hi, Outlaws. Right, I'm Don. You know, he's got a bit of a crew cut going on. He's got a very large, Tom Selleck mustache going on, because he's a refined man of a bit of age, but, he likes a bit of bristle above the top lip, keep it a bit warm. He's got his nice, he's got his arms exposed, showing up a little bit of old tattoos. He's got a nice little Matthew Mercer-inspired cardigan-looking leather thing going on, and he wears nice boots, really. But he's, he's been around a bit. He's a good-looking old chap. Wouldn't hurt a fly.
Fantastic. So as this wonderful crew, you all mosey your way over to the bar, and once you get close to it, do you go to the bar? I guess I shouldn't assume to you. What would you all like to do?
I'm heading right over to my friend Bren. So I've got my HoloLink out, and I'm just like, hey, what's up, everybody? Checking in for the evening. Gonna go check out that link on, Helbine-7. So I got the crew with me, and we're gonna just go see what's up with it, and probably just be the first ones there. So
the worst, and I love him.
The worst.
Okay. So Maximilian, you begin to walk up to the bar to Bernardo. And Bernardo is in the process of serving approximately 6 different people, almost at the same time. But as soon as you approach, they hand whatever they're holding off to a couple of these robotic servers, and quickly wipes off all of their hands on this slightly dirty apron that they have on. And they open up their arms and they say, Max, I'm so glad. Oh, sorry, Maximilian. So glad that you have finally made it. What took you so long? This is some hot info, and I know you like hot info.
I mean, obviously, I came here as soon as I could, man. But like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
I know.
traffic, and
You're
I had to rally the
busy.
crew together.
Right.
Have you met my people? I got Z, and I got Dawn. This is the best crew in the freaking galaxy. Obviously, Claw's gonna join us later. Don't worry about it. We got that. We got our muscle, man. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
Yeah, I was worried about that whole you know, you look great. You all look fantastic. You're just lacking in like the little bit of the oomph, and he just kind of like flexes all 4 of his arms. I just want to make sure that everything was taken care of. Just you all look great. You look great. And he just kind of opens up part of this bar, which is in the center of this room, so it's one giant square. He opens it up and steps out, and he nods his head and he says, "Y'all can follow me this way. We should probably talk somewhere a little less everywhere." And he starts,
I mean, everywhere's everywhere, man. But let's do it.
It starts leading you up to the 2nd floor. There's a staircase that just kind of winds up around the outside. Oh, I lost my things. But it leads you up into a what one might consider an office of a very disorderly individual. There are what might be important, like financial documents piled high in a corner. On top of them is sitting just like a really old cup of some kind of beverage that is definitely at one point spilled or seeped into this pile of papers. You can see a small, looks to be like a heater or something, that has definitely at one point caught fire. It is very black. And he kind of just like pushes some stuff off of the couple of chairs that he has in here, and sits in just this very large, almost like a recliner, and pulls out what one would consider a vape, and just takes a nice long drag and just kind of like blows out some thick cotton and says, you know, Maximilian, this is quite possibly the biggest thing I have ever had the pleasure of looking into. I'm just throwing it out there. Your dad trusts me a lot, and I appreciate it. And this is the big one. I guaranteed.
Well, of course. Why do you think he sent me and my crew, Bren?
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Listen. So this big message, this message that was sent out to kind of the world or whatever, it's real cryptic. It's real weird. And to be perfectly honest, I had to do a lot of digging, a lot of favors to call in, so there was a lot on my plate. But I think I found two things, maybe 2. Well, you see, the first thing, and he kind of just sits up a little bit, and just like folds all 4 of his hands together. You see, the first thing, we tried to run it through some kind of like some kind of coding diagnostic, It has this message about, bones being scattered and all that stuff, all that like really weird, cryptic, all that sort of stuff. Helbine, I think he was crazy. I think, all that exploring, they named all these planets after him, and I think it all went to his head a little bit. If this was from him, he was just like
Yo, Bren, I know you're really into all this information and stuff, but like, I got a audience to like.
Oh, right, I'm sorry. I forget you and your fan club or whatever it is. But so we did a couple of things. We found out that there's actually It's coordinates, kind of. It's very loose coordinates, and it seems to point towards actually Helbine-7, that big old foresty, rainforesty moon thing that's floating around. You know, the planet. And then it points to some like super desolate remote. You know, here's my suspicion. I think, and don't judge me for this, I think he was possessed. I know, right? Aliens or whatever. But, you know, alright. Here's the second thing that I figured out. I think that this was not... I think that this was the map. You know, there's a little bit at the end. It says that the map has been given. I think this message was the map. That's what I think. But I have the coordinates, and he pulls out a small tablet and starts scanning through some documents that he has on there. And he just kind of flicks his finger, and then you see just a few moments later something pop up on your own portable device. That indeed seems to be coordinates to somewhere on Helbine-7. Definitely not close to the like station, the port that's over there. In the middle of seemingly nowhere. And he said, there was one other thing. I did notice there have been kind of a lot more there's been a bit of an influx of individuals over on good old Helbine-7, specifically from that coalition place. They seem to be kind of crawling around everywhere, and I'm not sure why, but you know, I don't think they're too bad of people, but, you know, they can be a little bit unpredictable. So if you're going over there, just, you know, maybe make sure you got that muscle with you.
You know what, Bren? That's just gonna be no problem. I think we're just gonna be able to handle that just fine. Ain't that right, Maximilian crew? And then he just kind of turns to Z. So Z, what can you tell me? You got the no, right? With the coalition?
Yes.
That's mighty fine.
Is this where we smile?
This is where we talk, Z.
Oh, this is where we talk. My apologies. What was the question?
There's more of an implied sort of direction with that, Z. You know, my Z.
You can see that they're like kind of like
land the plane.
You can see that like they're actually like kind of distracted by like the room itself.
Z, over here.
Hello.
Over here, Z. So like the coalition being more active on Helbine-7, what's that about?
That is an excellent question at this time. I will need some time to decipher an answer for that.
Great. This is gonna be just great.
But awesome. I really appreciate you reaching out and asking me that.
No, that's my pleasure, Z.
I only have a few concerns about it, but I'm sure that we can work those out together in a different room.
Yep, totally, Z. Bren, thank you, my friend Bren. You're the best.
He's been blowing.
You're the Brenst.
He's been blowing like smoke shapes. Somehow making like hearts appear. And you were a little bit distracted by this too, Z, because it's been just like showing up just behind Maximilian as he's been talking. So you see like this bird and then this just like giant heart, and then you see almost what looks like an old like a pirate ship before it just kind of like dissolves into smoke.
That is interesting.
And Bernardo says, I mean, absolutely. And as whatever I can do for you, Maximilian, you have my contacts. You could just get a hold of me whenever. It's fine. It's fine. I always have time for you and your new friends. I'm glad you're making new friends. This is good. This is good. And Bernardo just kind of looks to the two of you and says, This is good. Yes.
I would not classify this as a friendship, but yes, this is good.
Well, I suppose his father's paying me enough, so I'm assuming yes, I am his friend.
This is the correct answer. You should learn from your other friends.
Jokes!
This is
Jokes,
just-
everyone!
Everyone's having a good time. We're all having a good time. All right. I have a bar to get back to running. If you all would not mind, you can stay. You can eat. There's plenty to eat. We've got some new drinks that we're trying out. If you feel like sticking around, by all means. I got a lot of people I gotta feed and water tonight. You know how it is.
Yeah, no problem, lad. Just one question quickly for you.
Oh, but that by all means.
Just one. Who else have you told about this?
That is
Because,
a good question.
like, the young lad over here, Maximilian, he's a good friend of yours. He's a good friend of ours.
Right.
If you've told other people about this, and he winds up getting injured, I'm going to come back and shoot you in one of your arms. So, just to have you told anyone else?
I would love for you to make our first roll of the night with intimidation. So you're gonna roll.
That's gonna be fun.
You're gonna roll your intimidation die and also a d6. You'll roll both of those together. And all you want, the base DC is just a 4. So you just want either what is on your spirit die or on the d6, whichever one is higher.
Yeah.
If you roll max on either of those, let me know.
Well, is it good to mention at this point that I've got a -2 to intimidation?
Oh,
That's fantastic.
No.
I've got a -2.
That's fantastic.
Good,
Well, yeah,
good.
that's a 2.
I love how we're sort of
That's a
losing
2.
Tim throughout this too.
That's a 2. All right.
That's a 2.
Okay.
Oh, it's so behind the feed. So great. Tim Murin is betraying you.
Okay. Well, with a 2, Bernardo just kind of like is kind of crossed his arms in front of him, and is kind of looking at you, and is a little concerned at first, and then is like, jokes. You see, I got the jokes, with all the jokes and everything. Yeah, this is fine. No, you guys have probably been the only person I've told. Probably.
Yeah, that's fine. No worries. It's just want to make sure that young Maximilian over here is nice and fine. Let's keep it
Bren,
that
you
way.
would tell us, right, if like we were the only people or not the only people that would give us information, right? You would tell me, right? Because my father is, right?
Make a persuasion check.
All right, that's a D12.
Yep, roll your persuasion plus a d6.
Okay.
D6, just to kind of like fill everyone in, that d6 is called a wild die. So all the players get one, super important NPCs get one, things like that. But it just heightens your chance of getting a great success.
That's a 6 on the D12, but a 5 on the D6.
Okay, so you'll take the higher of those two numbers, which is the 6,
Okay. Yeah.
which is a success. Because like I said, you're aiming for 4. 4 is a success. 4 or higher is a success. If you get much more than 4, that can be much better. But he kind of takes in what you're saying after blowing Dawn off, and says, "Oh well, of course. I respect your father. He gives me good work, and of course I respect you, Maximilian. You bring in a lot of good people. Free publicity is always a really great thing. I'm
not liking this. I'm not liking the silence, Bren. This isn't great. This isn't boding well for you.
I'm sure it's fine. I may have gotten a little bit. All right. All right, I may have gotten a little bit tipsy. I may have told someone who may have
Bren?
told someone. That's probably why,
Bren?
that's probably why the coalition's a little bit more invested than I thought, It's just,
Bren?
I can't.
Bren. Now, this is gonna be a simple question, my friend. Who? This is a quick, simple, easy, boxed in answer that you're gonna have to tell me.
Oh, would it be better or worse if I don't remember his name?
That's definitely worse, friend. I'm sorry. This is not great. This is unfortunate. Yeah, no. So
Well,
we're gonna go ahead and go.
I remember
Bren,
what he looks like though.
Bren.
Okay.
That's gonna be great. You should just go ahead and tell us that.
Okay. Well, you see, he was like this. He was this real. Well, okay. Everyone to me is short, but he was like real short. Kind of like this. This like. Kind of covered in fur. Had like the whisker thing going on. It was very black. Everything, the fur, the like the outfit, everything was very black. Did not have a tail, which I thought was very interesting. And they didn't really talk a whole lot, which I also thought was very. They did keep providing me with the drinks though, which was very hospitable for them.
Did you give them an opportunity to, get a word in edgeways?
I am always open. I'm a very receptive person. I definitely always leave room for people to breathe, and just give them time to think about what they want to say. And sometimes I do get carried away a little bit, and it's okay. I have a lot of things to say and a lot of people to talk to.
Bren, it sounds like you're very attached to your tongue, and that's gonna be unfortunate.
I don't like the way you said that.
Me either, really. No, it's gonna be great. It's just gonna be all great. Now I need to remind you that you run a bar, and you really don't need to have someone provide you drinks. So I'm really curious where this came from.
Well, I may have been visiting other places. This was on my pleasure time. I wasn't.
At this point, Z is gonna kind of like walk a little bit. I don't know if we're sitting. Are we sitting? I don't think we're sitting. I think we're standing in an office. So I am going to walk just a little bit closer up to Bren. Excuse me, Bren?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm using Z, was it?
Correct.
It's nice to meet you.
It is really not a pleasure to meet you. I highly recommend that you give us the information that we have asked for at this time. And if you do not, then we will have to use force to get it from you.
I would love you to roll intimidation as well.
I'm not an intimidating person. I saw that in a movie once, so I'm using it.
Do you have the intimidation skill?
No.
Okay,
no.
So you're going to roll at D4, and then you're going to subtract with D4 and a D6, and you'll subtract 2 to the highest number that you roll.
Okay, D4 and a D6, and I subtract the highest number. I subtract 2 from the highest number that I roll.
Yeah. So like if you rolled like say a 5 on the D6, that's the one that you would pick, and then you would subtract 2 from that. Of the 2 dice that you roll, you always look for the one that gives you the highest number.
Okay, that's a 4.
4. Did you roll a 6 on your 6?
Yeah.
Then roll it again, because these are exploding dice.
That's a 4.
The person who's not trained in intimidation is rolling higher than the guy who was.
So that's a total of 8.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, I'm gay and I don't do math.
That is okay. You rolled a 6 and a 4 minus 2. That equals 8. So that is what is considered a raise. So the baseline is 4. Anytime you get 4 above your target line, it's called a raise, which means extra success. And if we were fighting, it would mean extra damage and things like that. So great success all around. Even though he stands probably about 1.5 feet, if not more, taller than you, you see him instantly shrink, and he says, all right, there's no need for, there's no need for violence. I respect everyone here and all of your abilities, it's all fine, it's all good. What else do you need to know?
I believe we do need to know the bar that you were at when you received this information, and any other information that you can give us about the individual who you gave this information to.
Right. Okay. Well, it was on the other side of town. It was near the prism. That there's that real big pyramid in the center of town. It's right near that. It's a little dive place. It's called the Harbinger, and it's fine. It's a fine place. That's the last time I saw them, I promise. Haven't seen them in a little while, so it's okay. Again, I don't remember their name. I wish I could at this present time. I feel like that would be better for me.
It would, but thank you. I'm gonna look back at the other two and be like,
See, Brent, did I not tell you I had the best crew? I told you I had the best crew, didn't I?
You got some real nice friends there, Maximilian. You got some real good friends there.
Yep. No, see, Brent, now, I really appreciate you just being forthcoming with all the information you had. We're going to go ahead and go. Okay. It's been great. I'll make sure to just shout out. It's going to be great for both of us. So good night. And max out those millions.
Thanks.
Squad out.
You're gonna say that and move out, and Z's just like,
oh yeah.
Z, I think we're meant to be following him.
Oh, of course, yes. Thank you, Bren.
I'm just gonna look to Bren and go, look around the room quickly and go, do us a favor. Next time we come back here, give it a little bit of a tidy up. You've got a cup that needs to go in the dishwasher, put that there.
Sure.
Good. Remember. Tidy place, tidy mind, tidy life. See you in a bit.
All right. you all leave Bernardo in his office. And where do you go?
Of course, we're heading to the Harbinger, man. That's clear.
I wish you didn't say we're going to the Harbinger. Okay. All right.
Don Z, the Harbinger sounds like a great idea, right? Right? Dude, I cannot tell you how much my audience will love the idea of a dive.
Right, well, just right,
based on that last...
We'll go.
Z, your numbers are doing great, by the way. Every time... You're just doing phenomenal. Keep it up.
My numbers?
Yeah.
You always say this to me, and I never understand what you mean.
It's fine, CC. That's how your numbers are doing great.
Thank you. And they're like, cool.
I'm just gonna go. Okay. Let's go to this dive bar then. Come on. If we're gonna go quick, let's go now.
Right. You all make your way through the city, catching some kind of transport, or do you have your own personal ride, Maximilian?
Well, of course, but I ain't driving that. I've got Z. Z's great for it. So
no, I'll drive. Just have the kids in the back of the seat, and I'll just drive.
I am a pilot.
Don, you doing okay, Don? Don, we're doing great, but Z's been the pilot for a while, right? He's the guy in the chair.
I'll sit him back. Don't worry. I'm just just want to get this thing. It's just gonna start grumbling to himself like an old man, kind of.
All right. Why don't Maximilian, Why don't you describe your nice little speeder that you have?
Oh, our ship.
Yeah, your little ship.
So this thing has been clearly gifted by some corporation.
Awful.
Let's call him Speedast. It's SPDEAST. It's got flames on the side. It's got like lights on the top and lights on the bottom that like sort of like just like spin and strobe. Yeah, this is it's very aerodynamic and sleek. But multiple colors, very just like flashy and obviously very obviously yeah, exactly that.
Obviously, yeah.
100%. Perfect.
100.
1 million. So you all pile into this cozy little station wagon. And Z, I would love for you to make a piloting check for me.
Oh, okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
So I have that skill,
You
and
sure
I
do.
said D6. So do
Perfect.
I? Does that mean I roll a D6?
You roll 2 d6s. This is correct.
I love how we have the same piloting skill, but I'm making Z drive.
You're the worst. You are the worst. All right, I got a 6 and a 5.
Oh, re-roll that 6, and then you'll add
Okay,
to that 6.
it's a 1.
6. Okay, so that's a total of 7, which is
Yes.
a perfect success. Is not a raise, but that is okay. You successfully pilot this little speeder throughout the city with much ease. You've done this before many times. It's not unusual for you to act as incidental chauffeur. But you make your way closer to the center of Banda City. Now this city stretches for miles and miles and miles, roughly the size of New York City plus all of its boroughs combined into one large city. And as you're kind of skirting around, you kind of have to climb a little bit higher to get over the traffic that is, of course, always congested in the center of this city. And you can see the large, shimmering, solar panel covered pyramid in the center of town, known as the Prism. The Prism is functions as 2 different faculties. It houses what one would consider the governmental structure of Banda City, and kind of the outlying 7 moons that surround Helbine. It also is the largest processing plant for fuel, for interstellar space travel fuel. And that is the primary source of primary economic source of Helbine, and why it is kind of the most traveled planet in the entire Cantalian system. But you all come close to the Prism and find yourselves in a very small back corner, one that is just dwarfed by these giant buildings all around. I would love, actually, while you guys are flying around, I believe you all have a notice skill. Now, I would love everyone to roll notice.
So when we are rolling, we roll the die that it has on there.
Correct.
And then
a d6 as well.
So is a D6 just like the other roll always?
Yes, you'll always roll
Got
a
it, got it, got it.
d6, and
Okay.
then you'll roll a separate
And if
die.
we
Okay.
max out any die, so like if we're like at like the top of like, so like a D4, we roll a 4, roll that again and add to it.
Yep, and if you keep rolling, if you keep acing is the term that they use. If you keep rolling that max number, you just keep rolling and adding it together, which is
Okay.
great when it gets to damage, and it'll be great. We
So
won't
that's
ever fight.
I rolled 2 4s on the D4, so rolled a 9 total.
Oh, neat.
So
Awesome. So that is a success plus a raise because you got 4 above what
Yeah.
you were looking for.
I got a 7.
7 is good. 7 is a success.
I got 17.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. What?
Wow. Okay. So that is 4 raises, which is you see into another dimension, which is
Hey Emma,
That's right.
walk us through how you got that.
I
What is your-
rolled the D4 and the D6. I got a 6 on the D6. I rolled the D6 again. I got another 6, and then I rolled it again, and I got a 5.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. So you as you guys are kind of coasting around, you're looking for any signs of some place that might be called the Harbinger. Bernardo gave you like a generalized area, so you're not searching the entire city. And Dawn and Maximilian, you all are just kind of looking around, and then suddenly the vehicle just starts shifting direction, and it kind of catches you off guard for a second. And Z, you saw it about, a quarter mile away, and knew that exactly where you were going to go. Whether it's your potentially cybernetic enhanced vision or some other thing, some natural tracking senses that you might have, you're able to find the Harbinger, which the only thing that kind of distinguishes it from any other buildings around is it has a giant neon sign on the front that is just a ball of fire. And you're able to find a place not too far away.
I was just gonna ask, do I find a parking spot though?
Oh, actually, yeah, with the I'm gonna say with the 17, absolutely you do. And you find one that's not too terribly far away and also doesn't look like it's gonna be, your speeder will probably be there when you get back.
Oh, I want you to know, our speeder has the most annoying alarm. If anybody tries to break into it,
And I will let you know.
it literally yells, "Maximilian III is my father,"
No, I hate it. I really hate it. Tara,
very
why'd you do
loudly.
this?
All right.
Why'd you do this?
I know I'm the worst, and I'm rolling with it.
I love
Hey.
it.
I support you.
All right, it's
You
canon
know,
now.
it's the best.
It's canon. It's in my notes. And that is what
Tim
happened.
is like, I can't.
Tim is done already. Good night, Tim. Love you, Tim.
All right.
Now I know how my dad feels. Oh dear mate, right.
All right.
Oh well.
All right. You guys have found your parking space. You have set your alarm for your speeder. And you approach the bar.
Right. Well, Maximilian, listen here, lad. Right.
thanks for calling me Maximilian.
Right. Well,
because that's actually my name. Max is my father.
okay, Maximilian.
Mhm.
Right. We're going into a bar, right? Where we might not find as many reputable people as you're accustomed to, right? They might be a bit violent, aggressive. See a very rich boy coming in who's waving around money that he might have got from his father, kidnapping,
Oh, that's why I got you guys though.
I know, but
this is gonna be. See, I really appreciate Don. That's why I appreciate you, and all of you're just perfect, like security oriented mindsets. It's just great compared
to make my job
like,
easier.
like free floating lifestyle.
Well, just right to make my job easier and to keep your viewers happy. Because let's be honest, if your viewers if you're being kidnapped, you're gonna lose viewers, aren't you?
No, I mean I've been kidnapped like 3 times last year, and let me tell you, viewership went way up. It's been great. It was great.
This is the worst.
Okay, well.
No, let's go. And I'm just gonna like stride into the bar. I have the overconfident endurance. I just need you all to know that.
That
Awesome.
boy. That
Perfect.
boy. Right. Come on, Z. What the hell? Let's go.
I'm already in the bar.
And after hearing, excuse me, after hearing Dawn sort of, I mean, I'm familiar of what like a dive bar is, just sort of in the definition sense. But after hearing Dawn sort of talk about it, you can sort of see that Z like pops like the collar up on her leather jacket, and they just sort of like suddenly have a completely different stride, and they walk in there very comfortable, looking mean shit.
We're gonna end in a gunfight. All right, come on then.
All right. Going through the door, it is dark, and there is some kind of smoke kind of billowing about. You're familiar with this scent, Maximilian. It is definitely one of the harder recreational drugs that is used on Bandit City. And unlike the Luminous Sea where you just came from, this has one kind of very skinny bar all the way in the back. It's a long rectangular room. It has about too many tables in it, so it seems a lot more crowded than it is. And there's about 5 people in it, including what appears to be the bartender at the one of the tables, talking to a couple of the patrons. The only reason you can tell that they are the bartenders, as soon as you walk in, they look up, and you can see kind of this lanky, looking, very dark blue colored individual. They have, instead of hair, they have what looks like might be tentacles, and they have one too many eyes. And no nose, it's just like two slits in their face, and they just kind of saunter over, and they look at you and they say, "You're not a usual."
Damn straight. Hey, what's up? I'm Maximilian Rochester the Fourth. How's it going today? Just checking in. Looking to find out some information about somebody who might have come in here. Might have you talked to my buddy Bren? Goes by Bernardo, obviously. They're pretty awesome. Yeah, it would just be great if you could just like tell us what we need to know.
I would love for you.
Oh my god, are you kidding
Nope,
me?
not
at
Okay.
all.
Literally,
I love how we lost Emma
like-
during that.
hey, but I want this. Give me this now.
Oh boy. Okay.
Emma, you're frozen, by the way.
Was that my internet? Or
I think it was yours, but not. You seem to be.
am I back?
You seem to be mostly back.
Mostly back.
Mostly back. There we go. I think you're here.
Oh, I think you're
here.
back.
I think you're with
what
us.
do you need, Maria, from me? Persuasion?
Yeah.
Performance?
Yeah.
Okay,
Persuasion.
that's a 12 on the D12. So that's a 20.
All right.
Y'all, I cannot.
That's what
Okay.
I'm here for. I am the face of faces.
Okay. You see the blue skin of this strangely disproportionate creature look at you and kind of like with a knowing glance at first as you kind of introduce yourselves, and then you can see a moment of recognition at the mention of the name drop of your father, and they kind of like instinctually take like a tiny step back and say, I don't know anything. I just wrote
That's gonna be really really unfortunate for you, considering we already know you know something. So Don, I'm gonna like step to the side and just gesture.
And the two of you you walk in as Maximilian is waving his hand to you.
It's perfect.
Oh, all right. Hello there. What has he said? And what do I need to ask?
It's more clean, Don. This is gonna be great.
Okay. What have you?
I'm like stepping back with the camera facing outward, just like.
Look, I don't know what he said to you, but let's
throwing around some powerful names there.
Okay, well, I'm not a powerful name. My name's Don. What is your name?
My name's Rober.
Hi, Rober. I'm Don. Pleased to meet you.
Just holds his rather like exceptionally long arms together and does not take your hand.
Okay, that's fine. Bit rude, but okay. Right. We've just come from a good friend of ours, and we like to know a bit of information which we might have pertained to coming from this establishment. We'd like to know this information quite quickly, and we can be out of your hair, so we don't have, that young man with that big name that he's been throwing around being thrown around this place anymore, because that might get some undue attention from unsavory types, and we're not unsavory types now, are we?
Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Z, if you can make a notice check for me.
I would love to do that.
And actually, Maximilian, you can as well, since you've got like the camera out. I will allow that.
What was that? What am I
notice.
Doing? Oh, a notice. I'm totally great at this.
5 for persuasion?
That's a 5.
Okay.
Wait, was I on the right one? Oh, hang on. My bad. I rolled D6s rather than D8s. That's my bad. Hang on. Yeah, that's a 5.
That's a 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of looks about uncomfortably and says, I suppose I can let you know. Don't usually rat out people who come here. This isn't exactly the place people want to be found, but suppose. What did you two roll?
I got a 5.
8. Okay.
8. Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to know?
All we want to know, right, is a good friend of ours came in here and started telling a few people about, about all this stuff to do with Helbine-7 and some supposed coordinates. We just want to know who else he told.
The two of you who are onlooking this conversation see almost at the same time as Don, you see his gaze kind of go towards the table in the back. The two of you who are kind of onlooking see a figure quickly get up and start making their way towards the back of the...
I will immediately say, screw this conversation. I don't want to have anything to do with it, and I will walk over to this figure and attempt to stop them from...
I am moving the camera like towards me and being like, let's go check this out, y'all. And just like following Z.
Worst, you're the literal worst.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize in session 0.
I am locking eyes with Robert and going, well, you didn't tell us, that's fine. I'm gonna go make sure they don't damage your bar too much. Is that okay? Okay, right, well. Tatty bye.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought it was muted.
I love it. I love
Nope.
it. Nope, but I
You
love
were
it.
not
I
at
love it.
all. But
I love it. All right. So the pursuit
Sorry, Maria.
begins. Nope, you're good.
Emma laughing,
You're
Emma
totally
laughing off mute and then thinking she was muted was the best.
This is so great. Okay. So what we have here is what one would consider a chase, and believe it or not, there's some rules about chasing people.
Is there? Can I use my hoverboard?
There is. You know what? You know what? You can absolutely use your hoverboard.
Okay, I am.
Oh no.
I have skills for that.
Yes. Do. Okay. You know what? I don't think this chase is gonna actually go too terribly long, so we won't use the chase rules verbatim. Essentially, there's a couple of extra things that you can do as actions, kind of as a general overview. We get to establish who's in the front, kind of who's in the middle and who is in the back of this chase. And then there's this thing that you can do. You can ram into someone, but again, we'll go over like details at a different time because I don't think this chase is going to last very long. As I believe Z, you broke off first.
Oh yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw that, like without even thinking, I was on my way over there.
Okay. Let's see. What I'm going to have you do, since you are sprinting towards them and they don't seem to be moving too terribly fast, I'm going to have you. So in this game, when you move your full movement, you can move more, if you so choose. Your full movement will get you most of the way through this bar, but it won't get quite to them. If you did want to get to them, you can roll, I believe it's a d6, and you get to move that many extra spaces or feet or things like that. You just have a -2 to anything that you do because you're kind of overexerting yourself.
Fascinating. I will, no, what I will do is I will use my full movement and then I will, actually just say, what are you doing with what's happening over there? I
was more reacting
I'll
to the
be
fact
like,
that you were cutting in and out.
You were turning into a literal robot and it was great.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my internet tonight. I will probably, as I'm walking, I'm going to use my full movement. And once I use that full movement, then I'm going to be like, hey, you. And hope that doesn't make them run faster.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll intimidation for that. And while you are rolling that...
Why didn't I take intimidation?
While you're rolling that, Maximilian, you are the next to
Yep,
run
I am
into
kicking
this.
off on my hoverboard to go after them.
Okay.
So,
I hate it.
yeah, me too.
So for for rolling a check with a skill that I don't have,
You roll a d4 and you
okay.
d4 is your stat, and whatever you roll, you'll subtract 2.
D4 and a D6 and then you.
Yeah.
So I got a 2.
Got a 2. Okay. This did not stop them in the manner that you had hoped. In fact, it seemed to bolster them a little bit more. Your hoverboard. Do you
Yes.
have how fast your hoverboard goes?
I don't
You don't?
know.
Okay.
Let me check the Savage Worlds. Let me check the inventory. I'm just gonna do Control Find real fast. Hoverboard. Acceleration of 5 and a top speed of 20.
Okay. That's a lot. So
Yes, it is.
A person's
It does
natural
require
speed
a
is about 6.
positing. It does require a piloting skill.
Positing skill.
The
Okay.
positing skill.
Yes.
I do have the piloting skill though.
Perfect. I would very much love for you to roll that piloting skill to navigate this hoverboard through a cramped bar and not hit patrons you don't want to hit.
Okay. One of those is a 6. That's a 9.
A 9. Okay, perfect. So a success with a raise on top of that. You are able to pop on that board and just kind of kick it so that it goes up and over most of the tables, kind of skidding a little bit on one of the side tables. And you actually do manage to cut in front of and cut off this individual before they can
I'm
get
gonna grab
far.
a drink as I do, and I'm gonna be sitting there just like drinking somebody's drink.
Okay.
Like, what's up?
Yeah, you pass by this table of like the 3 other individuals who are in this bar, and you just swipe one of the drinks that is on there. You take a sip. It is very blue, and
It tastes blue.
very much tastes blue.
Yep.
You're pretty sure this is one that's called a blue blaze. You definitely feel it.
Maximilian 420 blaze it out.
But yes, you skid.
I've killed Emma.
You skid to a halt, cutting off the back door in this entire bar.
Yep.
And,
Sorry.
It's fine. And skidding to a halt in front of you, with a hood up on this black, kind of asymmetric, partially leather jacket with matching, kind of asymmetrically cut pieces, black leathery pants. You can see this dark furred Rakashan, these cat-like feline people, standing maybe at most at about 4'10", kind of slightly stocky built, and just kind of stands there looking around for anywhere else to go.
What's Dawn up to?
Dawn upstairs.
Don's just walking slowly up to the bar, saying, "Excuse me, we just want a conversation. We don't want to cause any problems. You know, we don't want to cause this fine man's establishment to get into any more shoddily damage than it already is." Just slowly making my way over there.
Okay. By this point, Z, I'll say that you definitely catch up. So you are behind this individual, and Maximilian, you are in front of them. What do? They seem to just kind of be standing there, not really moving anywhere. Just their eyes are just darting between you, Maximilian, and the door, and then kind of over to the side as Dawn kind of comes into view.
Sorry, was that a me question?
That was an anybody question. They just seem to be standing there.
Right, well, look, don't run away. Don't cause more problems. We just want to have a quiet conversation. That's all.
Maximilian has pulled his plasma pistol out and is just like aiming it.
Maximilian, put that gun away.
I'm sorry. Sorry, what was that, Don? Oh, sorry about that.
We're not here to shoot people. We just
I didn't say I was gonna shoot anybody. I'm gonna show it off at least once an evening, or at least once a couple of days.
You can see that instinctually, their left hand went towards their belt.
See,
Yeah. By the way, Maximilian's pistol has like a large corporation written across it, that like sort of like shines off of it too, and sort of flashes like a holographic billboard.
I'm just saying this right now, Taryn. If that gun, when it fires, says max as you fire it, we are going to be having words.
It's just gonna have the sound of
have
just
no
money,
idea
just like
what a sound effect.
It's like max.
Oh,
Not Max. It's gonna be the full catchphrase.
Oh, that's just every time, and it just kind of okay. Anyway,
why?
they definitely don't move their hands, but they just kind of look between the three of you and just slightly over their shoulder to where Z is, and they say, "I don't know any of you. What do you want?"
Well, let's be polite. Hello, my name is Don. What's your name?
Seems to be irrelevant.
No, it's, we want to have polite
Irrelevant's a
conversation.
crazy name, Don. Did you hear that? Their name's Irrelevant. This is great. This is gonna be awesome. Irrelevant. Irrev. Do you mind if I call you Irrev? We're just here to like seek out some information that you might be privy to. That you might have gotten from a friend of ours. It's so crazy.
Okay.
I can't wait to get out into the wilderness when all of these are like, you're just gonna be lost. You're gonna be
Oh
a
no,
lost
it's
little
gonna be
puppy.
amazing. Trust me, I'm so prepared for that too.
Oh no, I can see Tom Haverford in our future.
Oh no!
I would like.
And I'm just like standing back, like just slightly behind Dawn, trying to just look mean and tough. Like,
It's like 60s greaser, just like
yeah,
leather
just
jacket
like,
pop, just like.
Mm-hmm.
like I totally, yeah.
Yeah. I would. I want for Maximilian. For the sake of this, I'm gonna have you roll.
It's persuasion, right?
You did pull out a gun, so it is gonna be intimidation.
Oh, that's gonna be great. That's so great. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. So great. That's a 4 on the D4. Another 2. This is 4.
4. That is a success. They kind of not moving their hand from their hip, but they do like very slightly stand up, less of a bolting preparation, and they say, "All right, my name's Graham. That should be a good start."
Could you spell, just for my notes over here, could you just spell that for me, please?
Is
It
is it
is.
literally Graham?
It is with an A in gray.
Okay. Gray ham, as in a ham that is gray.
As in a ham that is gray, and the gray
Got
is
it.
an A. Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
Grade A gray ham.
Well, it's lovely to meet you, Graham, and sorry for causing you to bolt straight away. Like, we didn't.
I'm so sorry. Graham, it's Graham. Sorry, Don. Graham. You're saying sorry. Sorry.
Okay. Inner peace. Graham, it's lovely to meet you.
Max is giggling himself on the other side of you, just like trying not to just.
That boy. Right. We have been told by some various contacts that you may have had some information shared with you about the whole Helbine situation. And, we just want to know what you know and make sure that we're all on the same page and there's going to be no problems. That's all. It's a mutual exchanging of information. Shall we sit down and have a drink and have this conversation like civilized folk?
Look over their shoulder, and the other people who are at the table have, at this point, you can see the last of them leaving the bar, have vacated the premises, and Graham just kind of looks around and says, I suppose we can.
All right. Well, do you want to take a seat? And what do you want to drink?
I'm fine, thank you. But they'll
All right.
they'll back up, kind of keeping an eye on all of you, and just kind of grab the closest seat and sit down.
Max is like hovering around a little bit, just like laughing to himself.
He's just on your hoverboard, just hanging out. All right.
Maximilian.
Drinks are brought around to you. You all have a seat. And we're gonna go on a quick break before we have this this lovely interaction. So we're gonna break for about 5 minutes or so. Get some drinks, get some bio breaks taken care of. We will be back in just a little bit, everybody. Hang tight. This adventure's not going anywhere.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We are definitely live with that.
Oh no! No!
Sorry, timing is really funny sometimes. Maximilian's bleeding into the real life. Hello everyone, welcome
I
back.
was making a Bill O'Reilly joke.
Welcome back everyone to this wholesome
Hi.
space adventure
This
show.
is totally fine.
Everything is great. Aha.
Everything is awesome.
I found the thing we were looking for. Okay. So, back at the Harbinger. You all have drinks, and you are all seated together with your new friend, Graham, kind of positioned so that they can see all of you, and they also have their back to the wall. And they are seated slightly slouched into their chair, with their arms crossed, one of their hands again near their left side belt, and it's kind of glaring at all of you.
Are we going to be cordial about this then?
Don, what kind of question is that? Of course they are. His name's Graham, of course.
Right, so, what do you know about all the stuff to do with Helbine then?
Listen, I didn't tell me much.
But
I learned that the place on Helbine-7 is an old laboratory of his. Now, there might be something there, or I don't know anything else besides that.
what are
Really
we
funny.
sure?
Graham is funny.
What kind of other thing do you think is there?
Maybe experiments. He did a lot of strange things. He collected things. Maybe he collected, I don't know, other species.
Like samples and stuff?
Like samples and stuff.
Right, okay. So, right. So, that's good to know. That's very helpful. You're very kind there, Graham. You're very kind.
My friends tell me so, thank you.
Oh, it's a pleasure. A pleasure to compliment you. Right, now, are you going to be pursuing this or not?
I don't really have the constitution for...
Competition?
Constitution.
No, Constitution for competition, right? It's like, this is gonna be awkward if we're both going after it and like you die.
No. Right, look. You said you don't have a constitution for adventuring now, do you? Is that what you're going to say?
For harsh wildlife and the like.
There we go. Right. And you know, at least 66% of us do. Right? So,
See that.
right. So why wouldn't it be a good situation if you stayed here and we did all the harsh stuff, and then if you wanted to, just put it out there. You seem like an enterprising person. You could probably put together a crew to try and rob us when we bring things back. But that's just a off the hand suggestion. There are better ways to get what you need and get other people to do the work for you.
Make a persuade.
That's a very weird persuasion.
It is a
check.
very weird persuasion check. Make one.
Okay, that's an 8. That's a 4, but I get a reroll. I get one free reroll.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a 15.
Oh.
Nice.
You can see them kind of glancing about and right. I suppose just stay here.
Exactly. And just as a recommendation, if you're going to have a crew like the people who were with you in the barn, they just run out like that. That's not a crew you want. If you want to try and surprise us and steal what we find, you need a better crew than that. So we're giving you the time to find a crew to rob us later.
I'll take your advice into consideration.
Wonderful.
Also a reminder, my father, I know this is going to sound crazy. It's Maximilian III, so like...
Again, maybe he wants to go to his father for a loan. So get a crew. You may not be able to get one, but you might be able to chance your arm.
No, this would be great. We could like hook you up and like...
Bits of competitive competition.
Why is the son of Maximilian Rochester going to then?
Because he hasn't produced a Maximilian Rochester V yet.
Seems like a dangerous place for someone such as you.
But that would, he may be in quite danger, but who do you think he's hired to go with him?
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. It's all about expanding the family name and just like getting my brand out there and really just selling just whatever we can. And Helbine-7 has all of the fortune and fame that we could ask for, and who knows what would come from that.
I don't want trouble with your family.
Trouble? What kind of trouble?
We both know the kind of person your father is. So
it's fine. Yeah, it's just like, and again, I can't stress this enough. Just like tell us what we need to know, and if you're forthright and like you gave us some information, and we're gonna be really receptive to that.
There's a lab, and it is in the middle of nowhere. And as far as I know, hasn't been accessed in years since good old Helbine disappeared.
Squad roll out.
Before, hang on a second there, Maximilian. Just hang on a sec. So you said, as far as you're aware, it hasn't been accessed in years.
I don't know ever.
Which no one does, but it stands to reason by your wording that you know someone who does know when it was last accessed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, we're friends here, come on. Tell old Don what you know.
Make a persuasion check one more time. Just one more time.
Yeah. That's a 4.
The 4. Okay. I sell information. I also purchase information. And I may have purchased some information from someone who works with the Interstellar Coalition that said that they were investigating something on that particular moon.
Selling, that's great. See, some of the things I'm really good at is buying things.
I can't disagree with him there, to be honest.
So, like, if I could just, like, buy the information from you, maybe at a discount. Who knows? That seems like something we really, really could work on together.
200, and I'll give it.
Okay. I'm just gonna, like, toss 200 at him. and just like turn
Swipes
around.
it out of the air.
I did leave a decent amount of walking around cash from my edge.
Your
geared
rich ass
up.
boy
Yes.
edge.
From all of the gear that I bought.
The coalition believes that this facility may perhaps contain some kind of a... Well, they're hoping that Helbine himself is there. For what reason, I do not know. But I think they're also looking for some kind of... They said some sort of ancient technology or something. There are some situations where I know not to ask questions, and that is one of them. But they seem to have a vested interest in finding Helbine themselves.
Did either of you get anything out of that?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's great. So I didn't.
I don't think any of us expected you to.
I really appreciate that. Squad, roll out.
I'm not
Just
ready
gonna
to
turn
go yet.
and go.
Just
Goodbye.
Maximilian.
I'm just out the
Go.
door.
It's fine. Let him go.
His dad's paying me.
That's right. So we're gonna do our work here.
Alright. I'm going to slowly get up and leave, and you can ask the questions, alright?
Okay.
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 I'm the worst. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
All right. This is fun. I will look back at Graham. Terrence,
I'm
stop
sorry.
it. Stop it.
Maximilian
I
has
can't.
inhabited me. He's possessed me.
You are your darkest self right now. Oh fuck, hold on. What was I gonna ask? So they are expecting to find Helbine himself, the one who is theorized to no longer exist. Is that accurate?
They're hoping to...
And do you have any other information on this ancient technology?
No. Other than it seemed to have some sort of perhaps untapped power potential. I try to steer clear of any sort of technology jargon. It's me.
That's unfortunate, but unsurprising. I am also wondering if, well, why do you have this information? What did you do with this information once you received it?
Keep it for the right.
Are we the only buyers?
Or you have been the buyers.
Is there anything? Oh, go ahead.
And I assume we're going to be the only buyers for this information, aren't we?
100 more and you will be.
Hang on 1 second. Maximilian! We need your wallet, boy!
Yes.
We need
What's
your
up,
wallet!
fam? I'll just like toss it in.
Right. You said 100, yes. Well, here's 300.
quickly takes it from you.
That's fine. I have the money for it.
Right,
Of course you do. Hey, there you go. The responsible one has the money.
That's my other wallet.
Is that the one that you throw at people trying to mug you when you run the other?
That's the money clip. That's the John Mulaney one in money clip.
I hate it. Oh my
So with a sly smirk that kind of just spreads into a grin, Graham says, "I won't remember it come morning."
Fantastic. It was truly a pleasure doing business with you.
Or see any of you again.
Oh,
You
I can
won't.
pretty much guarantee that. Whoops.
Great meeting you, Graham. Just shut the door.
We'll deal with. Make sure he doesn't remember either. Right then.
I love how you're like the guy with that was live streaming the whole thing. Definitely won't remember it in the morning.
Right. Well. Right then. Unless there's anything else you want to do, Z.
No, that's it. Thank you.
All right. Well. Cheerio. Just walk out.
When we get outside, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Don, that was good. That was good
was.
banter that we
That was
had."
very good banter.
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
Great prank you played there. Do you have my wallet?
No,
Yes. Do you want your money
No.
clipped back?
no. Why?
I mean,
what are
it's
you, Don? No.
No, hang on. Right. What did we learn from that situation, Max?
it was awesome. Max out those millions. Oh.
No, Maximilian. Look, listen to me very carefully.
I'm sorry,
Right.
Don. I was shouting out. What was that?
Just right. What did we learn from this situation?
It's like during this moment that Z looks directly into Maximilian's like camera and is just like, I don't.
What did we learn? Don, help me.
We learnt nothing, did we? We
No.
learnt nothing. We saw no one.
That's
We
really
learnt nothing,
confusing.
and we sold no one.
His name is Graham.
No.
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 We didn't meet
No.
anybody, did we?
No.
I'm just going to slap him quickly
No.
on the top of the nose with his wallet and go, "We didn't meet anybody, did we?"
No one.
Good.
He's gonna grab the wallet back.
There you go. That's a good lad. Get back in the car. Come on.
He just solemnly just starts hoverboarding slowly towards the vehicle and just slowly ollies into it. Just
It's like an awkward ollie.
yeah, it's the worst. I'm so sorry about this character.
Welcome,
Embrace.
everybody. We have several weeks with this.
We do
Poor
have
soul.
a few
Yes,
more
you
to
do.
go. All right. You all pile back in. I'm gonna roll because you made a successful piloting check with this vehicle. You don't have to make another one,
Okay.
unless you're doing some crazy street stunts.
No,
Stop.
no.
Um,
Maximilian's gonna try to make me do that, and I am going to just keep driving.
Perfect. Where do you all go?
I feel like probably I would be driving us, unless someone says otherwise. I will be driving us back to Maximilian so that we can sit down and talk about a plan of action. And
I would
And
agree
like
with
we
that.
have to pick up our muscle.
yeah, we have to
It's gonna
rendezvous
be us
somewhere.
It's gonna be us there, right?
Well,
Right.
at some point, yeah.
Maybe?
But let's go back to the house, and you've had a long day, and we want to make sure that your video thingy's all charged up, don't we? So we can definitely take it
I've
forward.
got like plenty of those.
I have no doubt. But you can't be bringing your feather bed with us on this trip.
He kind of just. I can't.
No.
No.
Unless you want to go out and find all the animals to make your feather bed.
No, what? Don't give him those ideas.
He just kind of looks at you like,
No.
go on.
Well, as you know, in this universe, there are some animals that
He
have
gets
feathers.
bored and walks away.
There we go. He's lost the idea now. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Z is learning.
All the time.
And Z, if you want to ever know what a feather bed is, don't go in the bed that Max has got, because I don't think it's proper feather bed.
Okay.
I think it's more he's hiding all his money there.
Right. Sure. Of course.
I mean, a money bed might be nice to sleep on, but we won't go there.
They're like calculating in their heads so quickly, trying to figure out what the hell is happening right now.
Somewhere in the distance, the Windows startup music.
That's literally.
This is a street corner band, and it just like goes off.
Yes. It's canon.
All right. You know the way very, very, very easily to get to the Rochester estate.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Hey Maximilian, what does your pad look like? Bro, give us a tour. Give us a tour of your pad.
No. Why would you do this again? To me.
I'm just allowing you to give breath to the world that you have so graciously given us.
No.
Where does Maximilian live? It doesn't have to be like his specific pad.
What's the city's name? The city that we're in.
Banda City.
Banda. It's a high rise in Banda City. It is definitely a penthouse. And obviously the ship lands on the top of it. Emma, that was amazing.
I cannot with
Can't
this.
either. I'm trying so hard to can here. It's obviously a penthouse. It is all the windows all around. There is not like they obviously have the shaders and stuff if you need privacy and whatnot, but you can just see the entire space, like bathrooms, bedrooms, party rooms. One of them obviously has just various entertainment systems. It's just a sprawling expanse of expense, basically. Like multiple TVs in every room. Yeah, let's leave it there. A very, very well stocked kitchen and bar. Yes, there. And we'll leave it at that.
Sounds like a great Friday night.
Yep.
Right. You all roll into Maximilian's penthouse. And it is as you left it. It may have actually been as you left it the night before. I can sense you're one to have some parties quite frequently. So there might be a little bit of mess here and there, but the staff that your father provides you is in the process of cleaning every square inch of this entire establishment. As you all enter the penthouse, you are free to do what you will.
I'm going to the bar / kitchen, making myself a big sandwich and getting a large glass of wine.
I'm gonna take off my gun holsters from underneath me vest-looking attire and put them in the gun case and go, right. Let's go get a sandwich.
Do I, out of an odd curiosity, do I need to eat?
I don't think it's a requirement. You definitely can, and it doesn't do anything detrimental to you. But yeah, you don't require air or food or sleep to function.
Got it.
Right. So that could have gone worse.
Correct.
So what we got. It's we it's Helbine-7. It's a laboratory, possibly where Helbine is, but possibly where an ancient technology that could, by supposedly, have untapped power and potential. So, is Maximilian out of earshot at this?
Depends on where you're having the conversation.
If you said go get a sandwich, I think we're probably all in the kitchen now.
All right.
Yep.
So
Z is just like standing in the corner, just like
so my real question is,
recharging.
Would Max be paying attention to all of this?
Max would not, but he has like Google Glass 8.0 with like a feed running and ears all around in his pad. So
which you
Wow,
guys you would be aware of that, of the
Yeah,
fact that
definitely.
basically it's like Big Brother up in here. There's always cameras running. There's always audio equipment.
Oh damn! I can't do what I need to do. I don't want to do.
Do it
Right.
anyway.
I can't. I'm illiterate.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Oh my God, I'm the only one here with a brain.
It's so
Oi!
true though.
It's so true. I mean, Don has his
No,
strengths.
Don has street
Yeah.
smarts for sure.
But
I
Maximilian
wouldn't go
doesn't.
that far. But no. Right. So right. So we've stopped other people finding out what's at this place. We find out where it is. We know where it is. Do we want to have a certain young, handsome, affluent young man with lots of viewers finding something that's ancient, full of untapped power and potential?
Absolutely not. No. No, we do
Okay.
not.
What do you think, Max?
like a second scrolls by as like the feed processes
Oh God.
and he like turns, he's just like got a sandwich just like up to his mouth. Like, I think it'd be great. It'd be fine.
Oh, that smile.
All right. So
Right.
okay, that's okay. Right. So how far away is Helbine-7?
Well, you would probably know Z, or you would be able to access general database pretty
Okay.
quickly. You would know that you wouldn't be able to get there in like the small kind of a commercial vehicle that Maximilian has.
Mhm.
It does require a bit more oomph to get there, and it probably would only take a day at most if there's a lot of traffic.
And tangential question, are there like ferries where we could take our little aircraft that we have onto that and then get to Helbine?
Yeah, there's definitely things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know that there is also a port, kind of like a
Yeah.
not quite an outpost, like a station. It's called Oracle Point. You would know that exists, and that's kind of the main hub of that particular moon.
Oh, right. So, so we're looking for a day traveling with him in the car. We're looking at, so we need enough juice boxes, enough stuff for his gizmos, and, maybe, at some point we need to work out a schedule as to who's in the car with him at what point, and if we do leave him in there for a nap, we need to crack the window a little bit.
Sure.
So we need to do all that, and we probably need to let his dad know that he's leaving, so he doesn't send people off to come kill us by accident. And we
Dad
probably...
knows I'm gonna go to Helbine-7. Like this is gonna be fine. He's the one who paid for the whole exhibition.
Z's gonna put her hand up and say, "Just a moment, please let the adults finish this conversation."
All right, Z, you're the best, so let me fine.
Right, so we have to let his dad know where we're going, so A, we can get paid, and B, if we need anything else, we can get things sorted. Right, what else do we need? What do you need, Z, for this?
Oh, I don't actually need anything, but what we as a group will probably also need would be some maps if we can find them. I can find them of Helbine, and also any other information we may need about the outpost that we are going to. We will also need the finances in order to get the proper ferry out there.
Okay, right. So,
I also will be doing some personal research to ensure that I have all the information that we may need while we are there.
That's probably good.
I love all this teamwork. This is great. Y'all should see. I can't wait for you guys to meet Claw. Have you guys met Claw? Claw's gonna be great. Claw's gonna be a great addition to this.
Claw will be great, and he will not be surprised at all.
Claw knows what he's doing. He's gonna walk in, no problem, and he'll be like he's like him the whole time. Claw's a good lad.
I'm glad you guys know who Claw is. This is great. This is gonna work out great. We don't have to kill you. This is gonna be great.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be perfect.
This is again when I look directly into the camera and I'm like,
it's a Jim at the office moment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look quickly down at the sandwich that I've just made and sort of look at Max and go.
Max is almost finished with his sandwich and now has the glass of wine, just
he's such a strange child. He's nothing like his dad. Right. Right, so we need to get the maps. Do you think we can get that on maps from the?
We can get maps.
We can get maps.
I can hook you up.
All right. Maximilian, this is your adventure, right? Do you want to go and we got a really important job for you. Now listen very carefully. If you don't do this job, we could all die. Can you handle this responsibility?
Of course they can. It's gonna be great.
Can you actually handle this responsibility?
Yes, I can handle the responsibility.
Okay.
Done.
Oh my god! The number of clippable moments that we have from tonight is just so good.
That's what I'm here for.
My favorite part is that Tim is frozen for a hot second while we're all dying.
Yep.
Continue, please.
Okay, Maximilian. So we need maps of Helbine-7, maps of how to get there, maps of the uninhabited jungle, and any maps of abandoned laboratories.
So
specifically ones found in jungles.
So really quickly, while this is all happening, Z is already accessing the databases and using the GPS that they have, and has already collected all of these things as Dawn is listing them off.
And as Dawn is lifting them off, and Maximilian has turned with a camera facing Dawn and basically like a selfie, having Dawn list them off and be like, "You heard it, my millions, guys, get at it," and just like make sure to hit those DMs and just like turn back to Dawn and be like, "We got it."
You instantly get about 150 messages per second.
It's almost quicker than a search database.
Yes.
Well, I suppose you did get the information. You did do it.
And then
That's good.
also, Z, you get a surplus of information. Just doing a general net throw of information. There's a lot of like mentions of laboratories or abandoned buildings. None of them correlate to Helbine-7, the moon that you're going to. You do get a general map of the outpost that you guys will be going to, the Oracle Point. And you get a kind of like a general topographical map of the majority of Helbine-7. But nothing like a hand drawn,
Right.
foot by foot type
Okay.
thing like that. But yeah, you have a general map of the planet or the small moon, as well as a map of the actual Oracle Point.
And then did I get any information about like the kind of wildlife, the flora and the fauna that live on the planet?
For that, I don't think there's an actual like applicable skill here. Actually, make just a common knowledge roll for me.
I'd be happy
Is that
to.
Can I also make that roll based on the information flooding
Yes.
in from my
you
many
also make that
many
roll
fams.
to see if you get any information that actually is pertinent.
So do I also? I'm gonna keep asking questions.
You're
because
fine.
I just have so many. So I use the die that
Mhm.
I have put my skills to,
Correct.
and then do I also roll a d6 with that?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Whichever one of those two die roll the highest is the number that you will use.
Okay. Hold, please. Okay. That is that's an 8.
An 8. Well, that is a success with a raise. So yes, you were able to find some pretty pertinent information. What did you get, Maximilian? You're muted.
You're muted.
I can't tell.
Why can't I unmute it? 21.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh
God.
I
shit!
rolled 3 6s and a 1.
Wow.
Damn!
Wow, wowie.
Girl!
Okay.
I'm sorry, girl.
So, Z, you do get some pretty pertinent information about the general wildlife of Helbine-7.
Okay.
There are a decent amount of various creatures. There's a lot of herbivores, a lot of creatures that are friendly to people who have interjected themselves into their worlds. There are also some that are not so friendly. The biggest threat, or rather, they're fairly small, but the most annoying threats are what are called bone spiders. Yeah, they are. They're about the size of your head, with legs that are about a foot long each. Yeah, they are, and they have like these long extendable jaws, and like these circular teeth that are kind of meant for grinding bones, and other such things.
What Tim Burton hell are we going to?
Going to Helbine-7.
Fudge.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
So
awesome.
those are the most recent threats that have been documented. Are those lovely bone
Did I
spiders?
get anything extra for my 21?
With your 21, yes. So you get just flooded with everything from dick pics to actual like maps, like a galaxy map. Somebody like had some hand drawn stuff that they sent your way. Lots and lots of like
I
messages
save all the dick
and
pics for
stamps
later,
For
so-
later, yeah. You also get maps of Oracle Point, as well as a map of the moon itself. You also do get what looks to be kind of a couple of aerial shots of a specific part of the forest. It is slightly undocumented as to like where specifically this is. The most that it says is that it is north of Oracle Point, about 4 hours north of Oracle Point. And you can see that, much like pictures from like Area 51, it's a top down of the actual forest and jungle, and you can see kind of intermixed between these trees and this lush vegetation, you can see a structure, a fairly large structure that seems to be almost nature has reclaimed it. So it is quite hard to see, but you have multiple shots of this structure.
Share the information around. All right, guys. Seems like we're gonna go on an adventure. You.
I just want to take a moment of appreciation for the transformation that we just all witnessed as Taryn took in all this information and then stopped and was like, shit, I gotta be Maximilian again. All right.
We're all growing. We're all growing together.
It took so much.
That took
to
so
go.
much, and we could see it, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like- you had to really, you looked like you were like a gymnast getting ready for your routine. You were like,
Like, all right, all this great homebrewed information.
hell yeah. Yep.
Just toss it.
All
Gone.
Good. All good.
Yeah.
I will also relay all of this information, any of the information that I received.
You did get something else, Z. As you were kind of skimming through. You got a flash of numbers and letters.
Oh no! Sorry. I've been waiting.
You get a long stream of numbers and letters
Okay.
that I'm just gonna post in chat,
Okay.
and then also
I'm sorry. I'm
fine.
sorry. Emma flailing for a pen.
there's
Amazing.
that.
Ooh. All right. 17.
And then I don't have the Twitch stream up, but if anybody would like to post that in the Twitch stream, you are more than welcome to.
Do you want me to read it out?
If you would like to.
72, 65, 6C, 65, 61, 73, 65, 20, 74, 68, 65, 20, 73, 74, 6F, 72, 6D.
And this is kind of as you're quickly flipping through different things that are irrelevant, throwing them out. It's just kind of like almost like if you were looking at like a rotoscope and then you just see something behind it.
And I will log that away for later. Is this a string that I have seen previously?
You have seen it at least once, if not twice before.
Got it. All right. So I already have that in my notes then.
Mhm,
Great.
you do.
So all right, I will not share that particular piece of information with the group, but I will make sure to log that away. And take note of at what point it popped up. It may or may not be useful, but that's what I've been trying to do, is take note of when these strings pop up.
Okay. It was around the time you were flipping through looking at laboratory.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Happy to help.
Sure.
So, like, when are we going on this adventure? I mean, obviously when Claw shows up, but, like... Do we wait for Claw? We gotta wait for Claw, right? Do we wait for Claw?
We do. You know what we do need you to do, Maximilian? We
Yeah?
did just ask one thing of you. We have one more ask of you. Are
Yeah.
you prepared for this?
He looks so eager.
We will need to secure a ferry that can hold your vehicle to take us to the Helbine.
He's like, as you're starting to finish, like, start that sentence, really, is already dialing Maximilian Rochester the Third.
That was my hope.
Dad?
Hey, Dad.
You're muted, Maria.
Fine. It's fine. I said nothing important. It's fine.
It's
fine.
fine.
It's all fine.
Still very entertaining. But Dad, are you there?
It takes a second to connect as you're just saying dad, and about like halfway
Dad?
through your dad's.
Dad. Dad!
What do you want?
I'm sorry, I killed Tim. I have successfully gotten both Tim and Emma to leave the screen.
The voice that picks up the phone is not your father. It is your father's secretary.
Second dad?
Maximilian, what do you need? Your father is very busy right now.
Well, wait, I'm sorry. That's totally crazy of me to think that he would pick up. My own father would want to talk to me. That it's just it's fine. Just needed a ferry to Helbine-7. It's fine. That's gotta be on the register, right? It's fine. He anticipated that, right?
Let me check. And he puts you on hold. His name is Nathaniel Wiles, by the way.
Nathaniel Wiles.
Yep.
I would write things down, but Maximilian won't. So.
Okay, that's fine. I'm sure we have you combined between the three of us. So you're on hold, and there's no hold music or anything. It's just silent.
Dad.
And after about 5 minutes or so of being on hold, you hear your father has acquired you a ferry. He does request that you do not destroy it like the last one, and to kindly remind you whose name you are throwing about, as there have been rumors coming back already. And as a personal note, your decorum is quite deplorable today.
Great. Thank you, Wilds. This has been a wonderful check-in. Just really glad that we could just touch base on this. out, and just hang up.
Okay. You would know also that if your father, if he got any sort of vehicles, it would probably be at the spaceport, the Horizon spaceport, which is the biggest one in the entire city.
Right, yeah. I'll just kind of guide us that way. I'll relay all of that information that's super important, and then just kind of sulk in my room for a while.
Out of character question. Acquired a ferry. Are we talking about he's actually got us a ferry or a space on a ferry?
To go to the spaceport and find
We'll
out.
Find out.
The world will
Okay.
never know.
We'll know in a little bit, but my guess is he got us a ferry. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. That's what I thought. Okay.
Perfect. So is there anything that you all do in the interim? Are you staying here the night to wait for your companion, or do you want to make your way and then hope that he catches up? Or option 3, 4, 5, or 6.
I think Don will probably send a message to Claw and say, you know, here's the situation. We're going here. If we're not at this place at this time and not here at this time, meet us there. But if you either meet us here, meet us here. If you meet us here, meet us here. And also at the bottom, just put a reminder. Please do not kill Maximilian Rochester IV. He needs to stay alive, or we do not get paid.
Or I'll send a video message to Claw. Hey, Claw! What's up?
Please do not kill him. Please.
Claw, it's gonna be great. We're gonna meet you at the spaceport. Just be ready to dock at that many hours. I'm not great with time. Don or Z will fill you in with the actual details. But so great to be traveling with you. Really glad that you're gonna be here because I might not die. And then I'll just end video call.
Z will send a very formal message to Claw detailing the information of the kinds of creatures that we may or may not be encountering on the planet, so that they can prepare accordingly, as well as information on what time they should meet us tomorrow and where. Or rather, it would be that we will be taking the ferry from this port. Meet us by this time. And then Z will also retire to their room and try to continue to do, if they can sort of put some feelers out there to try and get any information on the coalition and their business on Helbine currently. And if there's any way for me to gain information, perhaps using some sort of hacker skill, to gain a better understanding of how many are out there, what they're doing, anything that I can get.
I am glad you brought that up. I would love for you to make a hacking skill check for me.
Great. Okay. Hold, everybody.
Does Z's room have windows?
There are I did mention this earlier. There are sliders that allow you to dim or obfuscate. Obfuscate. Basically dim or open the glass around so it can go full completely imperceptible or completely viewable through.
Imperceptible.
Imperceptible. Obfuscate shit.
So yes, whether they are open to the public or not is up to Z.
Oh no, I shut all of those windows. Absolutely. No one needs to know that I'm doing any of this. Although I feel like what it probably actually looks like is that they're going to just sit down and stare at the wall, and it's all happening like internally, but they can see just like all
Like
of
the
these things.
Matrix, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I roll the die that I have for the skill
Yep.
plus the d6, and I take the higher of the numbers.
Correct.
So I got a 5.
Got a 5. Okay, that's still a success. So you are, just to make sure that I understood correctly, you're looking for information about the Coalition, about what they're doing specifically on this planet, and how it could correlate to what they're doing on Helbine-7?
No,
or just
what I
on this
want to
planet,
know
specifically here.
No, because I have information on the Coalition. What I want to know is, what are they doing on Helbine?
Okay.
What is their interest on Helbine? How many people have they sent over to Helbine? Sort of just literally any, even if it's just grasping at straws, like literally anything that I can grab on that.
Okay. You spend a good amount of the night kind of just sifting through information that either you know or is irrelevant to your interests. And you do manage to pick up a couple of scraps of communication. It seems to be communication from inside the Coalition itself, specifically from a transport that came from Banda City to Helbine-7. And this was roughly 3 days ago that they left to go to the moon.
Okay.
From what you gathered, it wasn't an army or an armada or anything like that. It was a fairly small force of people. You would know that the Coalition, although they aren't, they're not very aggressive. They do have their own private security force, and you do know that there was a probably about a dozen or so of that security force that went, as well as a couple of the magistrates who are kind of like the head scientists of the Interstellar Coalition. Go ahead.
My question is, does Z have any recollection of any of the magistrate? And also, do I have any recollection of how powerful the security force is, and anything like any information on the security force?
The security force itself, you're pretty confident, based on just some cross-referencing that you do fairly quickly. The security force is not like army grade militia or anything like that. But you do know that the Interstellar Coalition is kind of the supreme scientific and technological center of almost the entire Cantalian system. So what they lack in like militia power, they may have in strange and undocumented technology as far as weaponry or other abilities go. You also do know that the Interstellar Coalition itself is of they have this practice called unification, something that they tried at one point to preach to the world as kind of an alternative to this kind of every man for himself or every person for themselves kind of mentality. If we are all unified in body and mind, we will have a society that can flourish. So as such, a lot of the private security force has gone through what's called the unification process, and they, according to some documentation, are at some level able to communicate to each other on a wavelength that is separate from other kinds of communication, without any need for like external devices or anything like that.
Cool.
You do get a couple of names of two of the higher scientists that are there. The first one that you get is a magistrate Damien Zan. And the second one that you get is a Dr. Peter Kezet.
Peter what?
Kezet. Kezzet. Not one you do recognize.
Fuck.
And with this revelation, we're going to end it here.
Oh my god!
Can I do one thing?
You
before we end it?
absolutely can. What would you like to
So
do?
Maximilian's room looks like it goes not dark at all. So it looks like he just lays down to bed. But what it really happens inside of it is it goes completely dark from the inside. All of his cameras shut off. And he leans down into a computer screen and he hits record. I'm sorry for the face that I had to put on today, Father, but there are movements happening with this group that I need to continue. I have to pursue what's going on Helbine-7, as you know, and will continue to push this group forward with whatever means necessary. Good night and good luck. I will hit off the record button and actually go to sleep.
That's a perfect place to.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Taryn.
You're welcome.
That was a fantastic cherry on this beautiful Sunday we've created together. Well, friends, those who are still with us.
So much more complicated.
Oh yeah. There's been some.
I have secret major, y'all. You don't even know.
Yeah, I feel kind of like a switchboard operator with all the things I've been doing, and it's gonna be, guys. This is gonna be a wild ride. But this has been the first session, Helbine-7, this wonderful Savage Worlds lovely setting. We can go around in opposite order, since Taryn, you were so lovely to give us that wonderful, wonderful period on this beautiful, beautiful first session. Why don't you go first? Go ahead and reintroduce
Hey,
yourself.
everybody.
All that stuff.
Sorry.
You're good. You were so
But
excited.
I'm just very excited. I had a lot of fun tonight. Hey, everybody. I'm Taryn. You can find me at Tarzan Nosy on Twitter. A lot of shit's coming down the pipeline. Also, that sounded really wrong. The Variant Rolls pipeline with Burning Wheel on Sundays and Project VHS coming down at the end of September. Yeah, a lot of us are very, very excited about it. But yeah, no, I just had a lot of fun tonight playing a entirely, completely shitty character with motives. So
Sorry, I muted in two places. Very good. I'm excited about your motives. This is wonderful. All right. Next, if you would like to go, Tim.
I'm concerned about his motives now.
There's nothing to be worried about. It's just Maximilian, bruh.
Oh.
Max out those millions.
Hi, I'm Tim. You can find me at Animoff on most places on the interwebs. Yeah, I've actually got quite a couple of months coming up, relatively speaking. I'm going to be here every Monday, and then I'm going to be DMing on Fridays the Courts of the Shadowfey game, which we had Session 0 last Friday, and I'm so freaking excited. So, yeah, and that's going to be here on Fridays on Variant Roles. So, yeah, that's me.
Excited for that game. I'm so excited for that game. And of course, last but certainly not least,
Hello, that's me. I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter.
No. Can you voice the GPS for me?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to do that, Taryn.
Hello.
Hello. Yep, you can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. I have a couple of things coming up. We have this every Monday. Tomorrow night, Tuesday nights, you can find me over on Dice Priority as part of Dragon Heisters. It's basically Monster Hearts but set in D&D 5e. And also on Sundays, you can find me at 12 p.m. here again for Goth Brunch, and a few hours later after that, you can find me here for an actual Monster Hearts game, which premiered yesterday. Maria is also in that, and it is devilishly good. And oh my God, that's right. Thank you, Moobot. On Thursday, you can find me here for a bunch of American werewolves in London. It's going to be a Monster of the Week game. It's going to be awesome. Val is running that, and it's going to be delightful. You all should check out all the amazing stuff that Variant Roles is doing. There's so many wonderful things happening, all of this good content. Please make sure to follow, subscribe if you can, and check us out on Twitter.
And also Patreon. If you like what we do here, Patreon's a great way to support us month to month, so that we can keep making amazing content. I say the question
There's
because
no question.
no, there's a question mark from my perspective.
This is content.
The boxed in worst. But yeah, no, the amazing content that everyone else does. We have a crap ton coming down on you again. I'm really sorry for my phrasing tonight. We have a lot of amazing content that's coming up in September and October. Just keep Descent into Avernus. We're going to be doing some stuff with that. Keep your eyes out on possible casting stuff. We're also obviously going to be pulling from community stuff, both Variant Roles community and Twitter community as well. And yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cool. And I, of
Max
course...
up those millions, all.
Max... Woof. I, of course, have been your Game Master. I'm Maria at Happy Capster on Twitter and all the other socials. I am doing a lot of things. So this, obviously, I have on Monday nights. I am going to be... I'm also on Monster Hearts on Sundays. Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here at this very locale. Directly after, at least this week, directly after Monster Hearts, I will be playing in Burning Wheel with good old Taryn. So that's going to be a fun transition.
I promise I'm not playing anything close to Maximilian. So.
Oh, I promise I'm playing something terrible in Monster Hearts. So come check that out. And then Project VHS also is going to be starting up at the end of next month. Please check that out as well. And of course, all of the other things that beautiful people are doing. Like everyone has said a million times over, please check our socials. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Follow us at the very least. Patreon is always there to help us with little things like our video chat.
Drop some bits.
Drop some bits. We like those bits up in here. Anyway, before we all go Maximilian crazy, this has been Helbine-7. Have a great evening.